quiet of night, I whispered my plea, holding her close, hoping for her decree.
The lamp is small, the bench smaller. Listen, the tiny hammer tap against silver. 1, 2, 3. A voice murmurs in Khmer about a family order. Then the rasp of a file comes in like a second heartbeat. Walk the temples with me. This is a bench, not a shrine. But the rings made here will go on wrists at weddings, on fingers at funerals, into boxes that travel the cross oceans with people who carry memory in metal.
I'm Samnong Bradley. On Ancient Echoes KH, we listen to how old hands make meaning. Today, silver, song, and the wedding hands that keep families tied together. I'll bring you into 3 places: a master goldsmith's bench, a young silversmith's workshop, and the market where provenance is checked. And we'll leave with ethical tips for anyone who wants to commission or collect respectfully.
Hello, I'm Sovin Linda. We'll also pause for context. What a wedding set typically includes, what an amulet means socially, and why some details must stay off the record out of cultural care. We cite sources and put technical references in the show notes so listeners can explore without us publishing anything communities asked to keep private.
First, a short frame. A Cambodian wedding set often centers on a pair of rings, a necklace or collar set, and sometimes a headpiece. Amulets, small metal or cloth objects, can be part of the ensemble, carrying blessing or lineage. Hallmarking exists here as a grown practice, but many makers rely on family marks and oral agreement. Crucial note, this episode will not publish sacred inscriptions, maker-only stamps, or step-by-step metalworking recipes. Those are withheld out of respect and for safety.
From a cultural standpoint, the meaning runs deep. A set is more than ornamentation. It ties households, carries blessings conveyed in ceremony, and signals social relationships that listeners outside Cambodia may not immediately see. We'll unpack some symbolism, and links to scholars and conservators are in our notes for anyone who wants technical detail.
Now, into the shop. The master goldsmith I meet lives where the alleys smell of jasmine and gasoline. He works on a low bench lit by a single lamp. He has apprenticed for decades. His hands know patterns the way a reader knows a favorite poem. He speaks quietly about a family commission. When they come, I remember the first time I made for their grandfather. He traces motif with the tip of a wooden skewer, not a ruler, tradition and memory in motion.
He refuses to show his secret maker stamp on air. The stamp is family ownership. Instead, he explains how pattern language passes from father to child, how apprenticeship is slow, and how a design becomes attached to a lineage. He says, "We are making a promise, not only a ring."
He also spoke about metal choices. Gold is prestige. Silver is everyday devotion. For many clients, choices are pragmatic. What will last through rice field work? What will sit next to a monk's blessing? And he teaches apprentices to balance beauty with durability. The research tells us these choices are both aesthetic and social. Metal signals occasion and expectation.
We listen close. The hammer is gentle, not industrial. Each tap a negotiation. He tells me about commissions that are paid in stages and how a maker will sometimes accept a piece as payment if a family truly needs help. That generosity is part of the craft economy, but it also means collectors and travelers should be vigilant about fair compensation. Paying a living wage matters as much as preserving a pattern.
Later, at a younger silversmith's workshop, the atmosphere changes, brighter, lots of prototypes pinned to a corkboard. She's adapting traditional forms for modern brides who live abroad. She negotiates client Instagram expectations and family ritual limits. Some sacred motifs can't be copied for commercial necklaces, she explains. She balances income with respect, creating hybrid pieces that nod to tradition without crossing cultural boundaries.
She laughs when she talks about a recent order. A bride wanted a contemporary pair of earrings inspired by a temple motif, but not the motif itself. The deeper story is that makers are inventive. They abstract, they translate dance steps into filigree, and they often consult elders before finalizing designs. That consultation keeps lineage involved and community voices central.
We also hear about sourcing. Silver comes from many streams: recycled family pieces, regional suppliers, and sometimes imported alloys. She told us how she asks suppliers for receipts and why she refuses material that looks suspiciously underpriced, because price can signal exploitative supply chains. For listeners who buy, a quick question to ask is, can you tell me where this metal came from? It's a simple question that signals care.
We take a moment for place. Imagine a layered soundscape. Bench rhythm, street market murmur beyond the window, a shrine bell in the distance. That sonic texture reminds you this craft sits inside a living city, not a museum. Pause with me and listen to that place. You'll find the details matter.
Soundscape interlude, bench taps, market voices folding in, a nearby shrine bell. Let the sounds settle. They tell part of the story the words cannot. When we return, we'll meet the market liaison who helps buyers verify provenance and ensures fair pricing.
Back in the marketplace, the liaison is a connector. She's known to both families and buyers. She speaks Khmer and some English, and she has a reputation for fairness. She walks us through how she verifies a maker's word, by asking for prior commission photos, by checking that the maker can name the lineage of a pattern, and by confirming payment terms up front. She warns against a common red flag: a seller who avoids discussing how a piece was made or refuses a simple provenance question.
From an ethical standpoint, bargaining is normal here, but so is a conversation about living wages. She suggests a small rule of thumb. If a piece takes many days of skilled labor, double-check that the final price leaves the maker with a fair share. Bargaining that erodes a family's income is not a souvenir, it's harm.
An expert voice we spoke with, a jeweler historian working with community cooperatives, reminds us that symbolic motifs are encoded with meaning. Flowers may reference fertility. Certain knotwork signals marriage ties. Inscriptions can be blessings. But she also stresses community-led certification. When a cooperative stamps a piece, it's often a guarantee of fair practice rather than a secret mark revealing ritual text. We link to her work in the notes for listeners who want scholarly nuance.
Practical takeaway: if you want to commission or buy, ask to meet the maker, agree payment stages, request photographs of prior work, respect requests not to record sacred details, and consider cooperatives that pay living wages. Do not attempt metalworking techniques at home. Soldering and chemicals can be dangerous. If you need technical training, seek accredited programs we list in the show notes.
A travel tip: if you want to record or photograph in a workshop, ask first and offer a copy of the recording. Many makers appreciate that gesture. Avoid asking for ritual inscriptions to be shown. Explain you respect boundaries. And if a family offers to commission you a ritual piece, consider paying through an intermediary or cooperative so offerings do not disrupt social expectations in the maker's community.
We also want to be transparent about risks considered in this episode. We did not publish sacred marks, exact manufacturing processes, or private addresses. Our guests were asked about pre-publication review when feasible, and we've included vetted cooperative contacts in the show notes to reduce unmediated visits.
Before we close, one last memory from the bench. The master goldsmith smiles and says, "When someone places a finished ring in my hand and their eyes water, I know the work has traveled far beyond metal.
He calls them promises worn on skin. For me, that's where history meets hospitality. These are objects of devotion and daily life, not curios to be consumed. If you enjoyed this sound-woven journey, subscribe to Ancient Echoes KH. Visit our show notes for links to cooperatives, conservators, and safety resources. And if you can, support makers through verified channels. Buy a piece with care, not haste. Join the conversation. Share your questions or your own heirloom stories. And as always, quiet stones, loud stories.
Oh, shining diamond, flawless and red, you stand so quiet, soft in the air. I dared not to rush, you feared you'd flee. Your heart too pure to belong to me. If you turn away, I reach and bind, press my hand, still body and mind. Your brows I trace, your breath I steal. This mark I place is dark and real. From this moment break and fall, hear the spell, obey the call. False love born from sacred lies, second one whispers through closed eyes. Follow me, don't fight, don't run, your soul is caught, my work is done. Empty will, your light undone, under spell, under Sigmund. Crystal beauty, diamond bright, caught between shadow, charm and night. Time won't save you, truth won't last. This vow is carved, the line is cast. My words are smoke, my touch is fire. I bend your heart to dark desire.